They're not loud, they don't brag, they don't demand the spotlight. They seem humble, maybe even shy. So when you tell someone what they're really like behind closed doors, nobody believes you. But they're so quiet, they're so nice. And that's the point. That's the disguise. Oh, remember, it was always their mirror that was broken, not yours. Welcome to Shattered Mirrors. I'm Aaron. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist. I'm just somebody who's lived through the experience of narcissistic abuse. I learned the hard way and I took some notes. And today we're talking about the narcissist that nobody sees. The one who flies under the radar. The one who makes you feel crazy for even suggesting that they've done something wrong. They're called covert narcissists. And they can be the hardest ones to escape. When most people think of a narcissist, they picture someone loud, arrogant, always talking about themselves, always demanding attention. But that's the grandiose narcissist, the overt type. And they're easier to spot because they don't hide who they are. But a covert narcissist is different. On the surface, they might seem modest, quiet, even insecure. They don't dominate conversations. They don't brag about their achievements. In fact, they often play the victim. They're the ones that life's treated unfairly. The ones who are always been misunderstood. The ones who are always been wronged. But underneath that humble exterior, the same entitlement, the same lack of empathy, and the same need for supply. They just get it differently. Instead of demanding admiration, they collect sympathy. Instead of overtly controlling you, they use guilt, passive aggression, subtle manipulation. But the goal is the same. They're just packaged different. This is why covert narcissists are so dangerous. They're harder to identify. When you try to explain what they're doing, you sound paranoid. Because from the outside, they look like the victim, not the abuser. And that's exactly how they want it. So let me show you what covert narcissism looks like in practice. The passive-aggressive concern. They don't criticize you directly. Instead, they frame it as worry. I'm just concerned that you're making the same mistake again. I hope you know what you're doing because I'd hate to see you fail. On the surface, it sounds caring, but the subtext is clear. They think you're an idiot. They just won't say it out loud. Forever the external martyr. Everything is always happening to them. The boss is unfair. The friends don't appreciate them. You might notice that they never take responsibility for anything. If something goes wrong, it's always somebody else's fault. They collect grievances like trophies, and they expect you to validate every single one. The subtle sabotage. They won't outright refuse to help you. They won't tell you they're angry. They'll just go silent. They won't say they disagree with your decision. They'll just fail to show up when you needed them the most. And then when you confront them, they're shocked. I didn't mean anything by it. You're reading too much into this. And now you're the problem for even noticing. Oh, and the backhanded compliment. You look nice today, for once. That was actually a good idea. I'm really surprised. You're not as bad at this as I expected. They give with one hand and they take away with the other. And you're left feeling praised and insulted at the same time. And if you call it out, I was giving you a compliment. Why do you always have to be so sensitive? And here's the pattern, because everything they do always has deniability. They never say anything outright offensive. They never do anything obviously wrong. But you walk away from every interaction feeling drained, confused, doubting yourself. And that confusion is the point. It keeps you off balance. It keeps you wondering, maybe you are too sensitive. Maybe you are the problem. So how do you protect yourself from somebody whose abuse is designed to be invisible? Firstly, learn the signs. Covert narcissists share certain patterns. Chronic victimhood when nothing's ever their fault. Passive aggression instead of direct communication. Single put-downs that disguise as jokes or concern. A need for sympathy and validation that never seems satisfied. And most importantly, a pattern of leaving you feeling bad about yourself while appearing completely innocent. Second, pay attention to how you feel. And it's not about how they appear. This is crucial. A covert narcissist can seem like the nicest person in the room. Other people might adore them, but if you feel anxious around them, if you feel like you're walking on eggshells, if you leave every conversation feeling drained or doubting yourself, that's data. Your body just knows something that your mind hasn't caught up with yet. Thirdly, watch for the pattern of martyrdom. They position themselves as a long-suffering one, the one who gives and gives and never gets appreciated. This makes you feel obligated, like you owe them, like you can never do enough. And if somebody constantly makes you feel guilty for having needs or boundaries, then pay attention to that. Fourthly, Document the subtle jabs, because covert narcissism is designed to be forgettable. So write it down. The backhanded compliment, the forgotten commitment, that passive-aggressive comment. When you see them all written down in a list, the pattern becomes undeniable. And this also helps when you start doubting yourself. You can look back and you can remember, this is real. I'm not imagining it. And finally, trust your body. Your nervous system doesn't lie. If you feel tense when their name appears on your phone, if you feel relief when they cancel plans, if you feel exhausted after spending time with them, then listen to that. Your body's trying to tell you something that your mind's trying to rationalize away. The damage from covert abuse is equally as real, even if nobody else can see it. The quiet ones can wound just as deep. The subtle knives still leave scars. You're not imagining it. You're not overreacting. You're not crazy for noticing when nobody else sees it. Trust yourself. Trust your body. Trust what you feel. I'm Aaron, this is Shattered Mirrors, and I'll see you on the next one. So if this video gave you a moment of clarity or just validated the hell of what you've been living through, then please do me a favour. Hit that like button. Not for my vanity, but to send a signal through the noise. It tells the algorithms to send this video to someone else who still thinks they're crazy, someone else who's still trapped. And if you want to keep walking this path to freedom with us, then please subscribe. Let's get the truth out there now.